in this video, I just want to talk about how to balance on a bike, and how a lot of times when you turn, like I've been practicing, man, and I've recently come across a video where I learned that when you turn, you don't necessarily have to use the bars. Did you know you can turn the bike without the bars? I didn't know that until very, very recently. But as you guys can see, I'm able to turn the bike from lane to lane without my bars, without my hands, I mean. And I've learned, or I've found that when I ride with my lower body primarily, the bike is so much easier to handle, in my opinion. If you lean the bike in one direction, like for instance, if I want to go right, if I lean the bike right, the bike is going to go right. If I lean the bike left, the bike is going to go left. Not that many people have cruise control, I get it. But even if my bike did not have cruise control, I would typically ride like this. I wouldn't use my hands. I would just ride with just my legs. And I find that when I ride like this, I'm less fatigued. I can ride for a lot longer than a typical rider. I can go further also. There's a sport bike behind me. I believe it's a 600. Hopefully he don't want to race, but if he do, I'm with it. See if I can get some footage for that. But I just want to show you guys that you can ride your motorcycle with just your lower body. It's possible. You know that theory where if you push your handlebar right, the bike goes right? Same thing, if you lean the bike left, the bike will want to go left. All the bike wants to do is just balance. And to me, it's a lot easier to balance the bike straight up and down than it is to make a turn. So I'm going to go through this little weaving section right here with just my lower body. Like, you see how he's leaning? He's counterbalancing, by the way. I just want to make sure there's no cars behind me. Oh wow, no hands. I reached forward only because I wasn't sure I was going to make that turn. But as you guys saw, I didn't use my hands at all. And you can ride without your hands. Like, you don't have to use your, well, let me not say you can ride without your hands. I think that's the wrong statement to make, especially for a beginner rider. But if you're into like trail braking, you're into trails, you're into turning, you're into cornering, things like that, it's possible to ride with just your lower body and just have your hands just there on the throttle and brake and clutch if need be. But a lot of the times I find myself not necessarily having to use my brakes, not having to necessarily use my clutch, because I'm really, when it comes to riding, my hands are very, very gentle with my grips, so on and so forth. Ah, he went straight. I thought he was going to turn. I was going to catch up with him. But this is just a quick video. This corner right here is really, really sharp. I may not make it without my hands because it's really, really sharp. There's another corner in there that I can't make without my hands. But look, I'm going to show you. I'm going to tap the brakes to get out of cruise control. And if you look, I don't necessarily need my hands. You know what I mean? I just got to accelerate out of the corner, but I don't really need my hands. Like this hand is barely on the grip. It's just to kind of like, just to make me feel more secure on the bike. I mean, I trust my lower body. It's just that type of corner, I don't really trust it like that. But this corner here, I don't need my hands. If we lean into the bike enough. And another thing I noticed too, when I'm riding, if I lean back, I really don't need my hands at all. If you get on your bike and you lean back, it's kind of like, in my opinion, not everyone thinks this the way I think, obviously, but if you lean back on the bike is more stable for some reason. So if I lean back, look at this turn. Like, it's easier, I feel, to make this, like, obviously I'm not going that fast either. I'm only going 45 miles an hour, but the speed limit is 40. But if you really, like, if you lean back on your bike, it feels so much more planted than if you're sitting straight up or over the gas tank. Like, if you lean like this and you try to steer the bike, there's a car coming up, so I don't want to turn yet. But if I lean back, it's easier to go into the next lane than if I was to lean forward. I got to kind of lean my body over to that side of the bike. But if you lean back and you do it, it's easier. And sometimes I'll lean back and I'll do this, just to let the bike know, like I'm only controlling the bike with my legs. My hands are nowhere near anything else. And it's so much, to me, it's so much of a better ride than if I was to use my hands. But I just want to show you this video real quick, guys. I'm gonna cut this video out. I try to keep it short, something real quick and educational, so as you guys can kind of see that there's many ways to skin a fish or a chicken, and this is just one way to add to your collection of things you can practice when you ride and when you're out here riding, to become a better rider. I know a lot of people emphasize that it's your hands that you have to use. It's when you turn the handlebar left, the bike wants to go left, but it's also with you lean the bike left, the bike wants to go left. That way you don't have to do so much as far as pushing and whatnot. You can just let the bike lean and let it cruise its way into that turn, cruise its way out of that turn, and let the bike do its thing, and you just enjoy the ride. There's one less thing you have to mentally think about when you're riding, in my opinion. I want to thank you guys for watching this quick video. Hope that you guys have a wonderful day. Stay safe out there, and see you next time.